The breakup that I went through / am going through has actually given me even more inspiration for my work and has made me believe in love even more. Because to be totally transparent, the man that I was with, I fully believe in my body that it was not a matter of he didn't like me enough, he didn't love me enough, he didn't want to actually be with me. I witnessed somebody go through a complete deactivation in their nervous system when they got overwhelmed. And while that was extremely painful to be on the receiving end of, it also just really clarified for me that we do not need to live like this. Yes, it's really hard work to truly restore a baseline of physiological regulation to your nervous system and learn good relationship skills. And when we do that, we get to have access to such a deep sense of not only inner safety, but also self-intimacy and then intimacy with other people. And this, I believe, is the experience and the feeling that we crave at such a deep spiritual, biological level. And we do not need to exist in a world where there's so much emotional immaturity and such a lack of internal safety in people that everybody just goes around hurting each other, which if you talk to a lot of people about, the dating world, that's kind of what people are saying. But I believe so strongly we do not need to live like that. That is actually not aligned with our biological design. Yes, it is scary to confront your own inner demons, to look at where you think that you're not enough, to challenge societal conditioning, but being able to be in a place where you have partnership with another person, and when you are going through something hard or they're going through something hard, that you turn towards each other and you have built a foundation to be able to do that, I believe is one of the most beautiful things that we can experience in our human lives. And the reality is that this is a skill set. It is not just something that some people are lucky to have. This is an actual skill set. It takes having a sense of inner security, the willingness to be vulnerable, essentially the willingness to get hurt, but also to really develop these skills of relating. And I really hate the term conscious relating and just like it conjures, spiritual bypassing and this kind of stuff. I think of it more like embodied, real salt of the earth humans that are willing to fucking show up. I don't care if a man meditates every single morning. I care about how he deals with stress. You lost your job, somebody passed away in your life, your car broke down, you are going through a really hard time in your life. How do you navigate and deal with that? How do you treat me when you are navigating and dealing with those things? Do you let me support you? Those are the kinds of questions that I believe we need to be asking, and that we are meant to be in a place where we can show up for each other in this way and we can show up for ourselves in this way. And that is actually what creates true, healthy relating and relationships and nourishes trust and security throughout society. I see this as work that both men and women need to do. I do not think that it is only men. I do think that there are typically a lot more healing resources available for women, and that a lot of men experience more shame around reaching out for support, at least initially. And whatever I decide to do next with my business and what I offer, I want to be a voice in a space where we can have this true embodied inner safety for men and women, valuing our biological differences and how that shapes the way that we experience and perceive the world, and really seek to be able to understand ourselves, not through a place of over self-analyzing, but from being able to really listen to what our bodies are telling us, and then take this radical level of responsibility to nourish our physiology to become physically, mentally, spiritually strong and open and fluid. And that when we do this, we are going to be able to have better quality relationships, because being on the receiving end of somebody just completely discarding me that I was building a future with is something I never want to go through again, and is a massive sign of emotional immaturity on this person's part, that that's how they even ended the relationship. And while, not every relationship is meant to last forever, I think that we can have healthier endings. We can have healthier breakups. We can treat each other with a lot more respect and kindness and be supportive for one another without it meaning that it has to last forever, but at least having the capacity to treat somebody with respect and kindness and dignity, even when we are going through inner turmoil. All it takes is multiple years of really intense hard work and facing all of your worst fears about yourself and society, and then you're on the other side.